the case that shocked Philadelphia, and it's back now in the spotlight. Ellen Greenberg was discovered with 20 stab wounds in 2011. Her death controversially ruled a suicide, and now a new Hulu special examines the evidence from her death and what her family calls systemic errors that led to the closure of the case. We spoke with her parents ahead of the release of the docuseries.
It's time for the world to see.
The story carried itself to this point. There's so many twists and turns, lies, falsehoods.
Sandy and Josh Greenberg are setting the record straight in a three-part docuseries on Hulu called Death in Apartment 603, What Happened to Ellen Greenberg. Their daughter Ellen was a Philadelphia school teacher who was found dead by her fiance in her Manayunk apartment in 2011. The 27-year-old had more than 20 stab wounds on her body. The medical examiner ruled her death a homicide before changing it to a suicide, and the Greenbergs have been fighting to reopen the investigation ever since. The investigative series features 20 new interviews with the family, friends, and never-before-seen crime scene photos and autopsy analysis.
Investigators conducted 2 interviews with Sam.
Action News reporter Annie McCormick, who's been following the case since 2011, narrates parts of the episodes.
Annie makes a really interesting point that at the beginning this wasn't really covered because you hear about it and then it's a suicide and it goes away. And maybe that's the point. I mean, news coverage and journalism was such a huge part of this story. The Greenbergs were not getting any movement, answers from all of these institutions, the police, the medical examiners.
The series highlights potential errors made during the investigation. Earlier this year, the former ME says now he believes Ellen's death should be designated as something other than suicide.
I think he was telling the truth. It was about time, right?
The case now back in court to enforce a settlement reached this year between the city of Philadelphia and Greenberg's parents, in which the current medical examiner has agreed to conduct an expeditious review of her death.
By launching this docuseries, that the world could see the steps, a heartbreak, but give you concrete evidence. You can make up your own mind, but I want you to get to know our daughter.
Death in Apartment 603, What Happened to Ellen Greenberg, is now streaming on Hulu. Back to you.
Thank you, Kristen. Such a fascinating case.